is Charlie Mike, the podcast. Veterans helping veterans, talking about things happening in the veteran community, things we've experienced and overcome, such as addictions, PTSD, depression, legal trouble, and we also promote veteran-owned businesses. If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. This is Charlie Mike, the podcast.
First of all, I want to tell you that I appreciate y'all being here, Joe. It's finally amazing to be able to meet you in person.
Thank you.
I know we've communicated quite a bit over social media, and people would ask me, "You know Joe?" I say, "Yeah, I know Joe." I felt like I knew Joe. You know? So it's good to actually finally meet you, man.
Oh no, I agree. I've been saying this for a while since actually I moved back into the Texas area. Like I grew up here, right? So I grew up in Southeast Houston, so Magnolia. You guys would know that, right?
Yeah,
the hood.
Yeah.
So I grew up there, and then I just had the kind of like the privilege to move out of the neighborhood, right? Like and to see a little bit of the world, small at first. I just went to another state and went to high school, and then I just kind of realized, oh, there's more than just my blocks of the hood.
Yeah.
Right. And it opened my eyes to that. And then from there, I was like, well, what am I going to do now? And I've joined the Marines. And then the Marines was like, at the time, it was a good time to join. It was just after Desert Storm. I think the only thing that had just happened was like Somalia had just went down with the Rangers. Mm-hmm. So my first deployment was to Somalia, and it was just like a security force. We didn't really do much. We went in, we did a few like kind of patrol stuff. We set up in an area, then we just pulled out. It was like not a lot. It was more of a contingency. I did some really cool, like a really cool long range reconnaissance ride because we were the trailer platoon. I don't know if anybody knows how Marines are broken down, but I was in a MU at the time, Marine Expeditionary Unit, Special Operations Capable. That's like the cool way of saying that they train Marines to do cool missions. And we just happened to be the platoon they trained as trailers, which are the guys that follow force recon when they do direct action, like hostage rescue. So they picked our platoon to go on this thing. All we did was ride on this cool helicopter. We went way over someplace, came back. So that was like it. But at that time, training was awesome. We did so much great training, so many really cool stuff. And then obviously, I thought I was at Marine to get out. So I got out, joined the reserves. Then 9/11 happened. Got recalled, stayed on active duty forever. Finally moved back to Texas just before the pandemic. And being here, I recognized like there's this like synergy in the Houston area of veterans.
Yeah.
And I just got plugged in different areas, like just met these people here early on, these people there. And I don't know, I like to feel like that there was a vibe and we all planted seeds within each other just in those kind of small times that we met. And then everybody went off and did their thing. And here we are a few years later, it's just this expansion of veteran stuff. And it's funny because like I'll go places and I'm like, oh, I know that guy. And they'll go, oh yeah, they know that guy. I know Joe. Or do you know Joe? Or do you know Raul? Or do you know Will? Or do you know, I mean, all kinds of different people, right? And I just think it's cool. And now I think there's this opportunity and time for us as veterans, especially with, we haven't started yet. Are we just talking?
Yeah, we're just talking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. No, we haven't started yet, but I think there is this huge opportunity for the veteran community to really
Wait. You know we're recording, right?
Oh, were we?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Wait.
Yeah. All right, go.
Okay.
We're recording. I just think.
I was like, wait, what?
Well, that's okay because we edit. I love
Right.
Yeah. Although leave this in because this is gold.
Yeah.
This is your
you had me kind of confused for a minute. I was like,
But I think there's this great opportunity coming up in the greater Houston area with Fleet Week. Mm-hmm. Now, this is the first time I've actually said this out loud that I think this is a great opportunity for veterans to really highlight our community and pull together somehow, some way, whatever kind of organizations that we have to really find that collaborative effort that they do in the military. Yeah. Right. Like I like to look at all of these organizations in Houston as different units in the military. Like when I retired out of the military, I got out from 1 MEF. So I was in G3 training. future operations. So like a lot of that was strategic kind of level things that you get to see that you don't normally see as a grunt. And I just feel it was a kind of a privilege to me. And I got to recognize how the military actually is really cool in the way it works. It is literally, if we compare it in the military, it is a series of companies who have a specific focus and mission unique to them. They have a CEO, they have a board of directors, they have line supervisors that have a specific job to do. But they are also able to pull those assets together, which are just different companies, and say, hey, let's collaborate to accomplish this huge goal.
Yeah.
So now you have different companies who have different people doing different things that go, hey, we're going to pull all of our resources and all of our expertise together in this combined joint task force. And we're going to improve this. We're going to go through this and we're going to do it. And they do it. And I just think that with the amount of veterans that transition and are in the civilian world, why don't we do that now? Like, why do we focus so much on, well, we need to fix the DOD. We need to fix the VA. We need to fix this. No, what we need to do is pull together and create more combined joint task force.
Yeah.
So that being said, that brought me to where I am here today with Viviana, with a Rainbow of Hope and specifically Thunder Hooves, which is we're going to talk about Thunder Hooves today, but it's really when I say Thunder Hooves or Rainbow of Hope. And even for me, when I even talk about Warrior Spirit, which I believe you had Gabe and Ashley on.
Oh, amazing people, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So for me, this is an umbrella of organizations that are doing really great stuff, right? So for me, all of them are like the same. They're separate organizations, but they actually pull together to really pull stuff and empower people. Right? So Thunder Hooves is the veteran branch of what I would say their programs, right? It's the one that's gonna do some of the job skills training, some of the equine stuff, which Deviana here does, but it's going to do a lot of the job training. And thanks to a Warrior Refuge, which I think you've heard of them too, it's another organization. They're actually sponsoring a portion of the Thunder Hooves program to provide skill training, right? So that's what we're doing for Thunder Hooves, which is all the skills training, all of those kind of things. But for me, like, all of that stuff is really cool. Like, I think there are so many things that can train veterans on skills and processes like that. And within these programs, they're important. But a lot of times I think veterans are already trained in skills, right? Like, I think it's the soft stuff that we work on. But what's great about what Thunder Hooves, Rainbow of Hope, Warrior Spirit, and literally the ranch itself, that location does, is I believe it helps reset. It helps, and if you've had probably people come on your show and talk about a bunch of different stuff about growth and healing. And one of the biggest things I think veterans go through is the moral injury. And for me, I think stewardship. And when I say stewardship, that goes to caring for the earth, caring for animals, caring for each other, and just reconnecting with nature resets that moral injury, right? Because there's just the innate nature of service, in my opinion, creates a moral injury. Whether you went into combat or not, whether you executed your mission as a combat veteran or not, the idea that you would execute that mission, and let's face it, the military's mission is to, at least for Marines, locate, close with, and destroy the enemy by fire and maneuver, or to repel the enemies at soul by fire and close combat, right? And you get praised for that. You get promoted for doing those type of things. But that's an innate moral injury, right? Because I don't think people were made to do those kind of things to each other. So just the fact that we live that lifestyle for anywhere from 3 to 30 years sometimes, man, that's tough. Mm-hmm. So the reason I like this space and what these guys are doing is it just offers a space, man. Sometimes just going out there and just walking the grounds and just being reconnected, because it's like this really cool space. Like, you go out there, there's a little bit of everything. There's some wooded areas, there's the lake, there's the horses, right? There's some pastures, but it's just kind of like a nice space to reset. So, yeah, I think I've rambled enough.
No, man. So no, that's why I wanted to get to know more about you. So you're a Marine. You're originally from Houston.
Yes.
Moved out of state for the
Yes.
service.
No, I moved out of state to go to high school.
You moved out of state to go to high
I
school.
went to high school in Pueblo, Colorado.
Yeah.
Pueblo East
Pueblo.
Eagles. Go Eagles.
I love Colorado.
Hey, well, football season's coming up, and we have a rival game. We play for a Cannon over there. So if any of my Pueblo East High Eagles are going there, the Cannon will ring gold again, or fire gold, or whatever.
There you go.
There you go.
So that's cool. So you went from Colorado back to Texas.
I went from Colorado to the Corps, and then there I spent the majority of my home stations with 1st Marine Division, or 1MEF. So
Out of
primary duty stations would be out of Camp Pendleton.
Okay, camping.
So either there or normally you deploy either to a Westpac or what they call just a UDP, which is a unit deployment to Okinawa. So First Marines, which is kind of funny. There's I don't know if I'm going to talk about organization of Marine Corps too. So anyway, there are 3 divisions, right? But one of the 3 MEFs. One of the MEFs is in overseas. But what they normally do is they staff parts of that with other units. So part of 1st Marine Division normally goes over and they spend 6 months in Japan as part of 3MEF. And then you do another small deployment. So either Camp Pendleton, Okinawa, or wherever in country when operations started, we would go. But yeah, so I did that and then came back to Texas after.
Nice. You missed it?
Do what?
You missed Texas, huh?
Oh man, I gotta say this. Look, I've really come and firmly started to believe, and people are gonna go, this guy. But it's a new belief. The grass, I believe, is greener wherever I go, because I just think it's about the attitude that you bring with you, right? Like, I know people bash California, but man, God, it's such a beautiful place. And for me, it's always the people, right? And I just think God's always been able to put really cool people around me, right? And I say really cool people because they weren't always necessarily good, like great, but they were cool people because I learned something and it just helped me grow.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. I want to learn a little bit about you. So it's Viviana?
Daviana.
Daviana?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So tell me a little bit about you.
So I have been in the horse industry, from a very young age. I started riding when I was 7, had my first pony by like 8 or 9, in the show ring by 11. Competed for a long time. I rode hunter jumpers, Western, all kinds of stuff. Just in the past, I guess like 5 years, I've been getting into the more equine assisted therapy side of things. So I am a certified EAT instructor, and I am currently working on being a mental health peer support specialist as well, that we can add to this program and our repertoire of things that we offer. I am born and raised right here in Houston, Texas. Same thing, grew up out in the ghetto. Didn't have anything like handed to me growing up or anything like that. And it's kind of funny that you use the term like cool people, because they're not always good. I often think that is what makes people's character.
Yeah.
You have to make mistakes in order to learn from them. And so, yeah, I've lived a pretty colorful life. I'm a musician. I'm a bass player in a heavy metal band, and a lot of people would not expect that out of me.
Hey, so you got like calm, relaxing time with horses, and then rocking it out.
Yeah. And I often, go anywhere, like just as me. That's why I've got my piercings, I've got my tattoos. I'm just very authentic these days. That's one of those things that grounds me, is just being unapologetically myself.
I love that word,
But-
unapologetic.
Yeah. Grew up around the horses and music almost my entire life. So that's always been a super big thing for me. And I think where I really started getting more interested in therapy and horses is because, I had to really work hard for everything that I had whenever we were showing and whenever I was competing with the horses because, my jackets were hand-me-downs, my boots were hand-me-downs, my saddles were used. Even my horses, like they weren't big, fancy, expensive horses. I had to work so hard every single summer training my horses up to this certain level that I could compete on them. So I just really worked hard for everything.
So you've always found comfort in horses?
I have. I would say, by the time I could talk, I'm pretty sure like my first word was probably horse or pony. I've always loved them. I think that they are incredibly intelligent animals, but also powerful. And I resonate with that, I don't call them harmless. I call them peaceful.
Yeah.
Because,
Absolutely, for sure.
they are capable of doing some damage, but they often choose not to. They choose to avoid it. And like I said, they're incredibly intelligent. Riding them in certain disciplines, like doing hunter jumpers and doing eventing, that was such an adrenaline rush for me. And I was such an adrenaline junkie back then. So, flying over a 4-foot fence at Mock Jesus.
So I had a question because I think we talked about it before, Deviana. Like, I've always thought horses have some type of evolutionary connection to people. Like, have you ever noticed in your work when people come out to see horses and they've never been around them, that there's kind of like a cool connection that comes, right? I mean, have you?
There is. And while I love the idea of spiritual connections and things like that, there actually is a very like scientific and reasonable explanation for why people feel that way. And it has to do with a lot of our Hollywood movies and the way that Hollywood has made horses out to be. And you got to remember, horses have been around for a long time. They've been a huge part of our entire existence. Yeah. But, since the invention of the vehicle, now the horses are riding in the back. We're not riding them. Right. We're driving them. We're driving Miss Daisy now. So with the way that horses have become more of a privilege to have, right? People spend less and less time around them. They're such a large animal. You need large space for them. So they're not in suburbs. They're not going to be in your cities. The closest thing that you might see with that is like mounted patrol officer. So when people actually get out around horses now, I think that they forget what they were actually like in person. Like movies and TV just mysticizes them and really paints a very, very uneducated and wrong picture of horses.
What do you mean? Tell me a little bit. Like, okay, so you say the movie.
Yeah, like they're not really all that vocal.
Okay.
Horses almost tend to be kind of avoidant of interaction as much as possible.
Yeah.
They just kind of want to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of cliquey too, like they like their little herd. Sometimes you'll see somebody new coming out into the pasture and the horses are kind of looking around and they're like, let's go over here. Like they're a little shy.
He said, that's the one I was telling you about.
They're a little shy. And I think that people also forget, like when we are raising horses, how much work goes into making a horse this wild, untamed thing into this gentle, like puppy dog, lap dog type of horse. Mm-hmm. It's so much. It is so much that goes into discipline, routines, and things like that. And I enjoy that kind of work, But again, yeah, people, I don't think that they really understand like how horses really are, just in character and their natural disposition, the way that they think, because they're a fight or flight animal. If they can't run, then, they're going to start boxing. So you got to be careful.
Did you always know you were going to end up working with horses? Was it something that just came about, or since you were little, you knew it?
I always wanted to.
Yeah.
And so obviously, whenever I was a teenager, I worked a lot of summers with my trainer to try and pay off board for my horses or get other opportunities to ride horses. And I went to these training seminars and stuff like that so that I could start learning how to teach lessons and how to train horses. But sometimes things don't work out. So I left that idea for a little while. And I was actually a welder for
Really?
7 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a welder. I did, fabrication. I did structural pipe, all that stuff. I worked in plants, worked out at, like Basso Global was one of my favorite jobs that I had. That was a really fun job. But yeah, so I did that. I used to be a mechanic for like Home Depot. And so I just went and did other things. And then I wanted a break from that whole like industrial side of work. It was a very draining and taxing thing to do, especially like being a woman in a man's world at that time. And so I took a break and I went and just got like this little side hustle job working for another trainer. And then I just took it from there. I started working with other trainers, building my reputation, and then I started looking for places that I could either like rent stalls out or rent space out of, or maybe somebody needed like a head instructor, head trainer if they wanted to get started on something like that. And that was actually where we started this. I was looking for a place to start my business. And then I ended up working with Jack and Ann with this whole program. So
How long have you been working with them?
I've been out there for, I think, about 4 years now.
And you're involved with both programs?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about both of them. I want to learn about
So,
and the difference.
yeah. So the Thunder Hooves program is a 8-week program, and it is structured to not only like, are we focusing on some of those soft skills, like, just finding your piece and finding your place where you are meant to be and where you want to be, things like that. It also focuses on some of those job skills. So there's actually 2 different types of programs that we offer too. We're just now implementing a new one that focuses more just on job skills, right? Anything like related that we could do in the barn. So we're bringing like wood shop classes to this. We're bringing the work with the horses. Our farriers are willing to come in and talk about being a farrier and doing farrier work, stuff like that. That's the person that trims their feet.
That
and
was my
shoes.
next
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
I was like, let me plug that in there real quick for anybody that doesn't know.
A horse manicurist.
Yes,
There you
yes,
go.
the horse salon, the horse nail tech. So we're implementing all that kind of stuff and hoping that we can offer like more certifications and more ways for veterans to, like, as much as I love my guys, it's like, bye, please don't come back. It's one of those things. We don't want to just have the same people in this cycle. We want to get them jobs, get them back on their feet, get them in housing, things like that.
That's a good point. That was one of the things that as I watched some of the other processes that try to help veterans get transition. But see, here's the thing though, the idea is not just veterans anymore. It's there's a few other groups that we're looking at, right? The first responders, medical personnel, things like that, right? But it's the continued support, right? Like I think there's a lot of, like she says, we want to get them in and get stuff that sets them up to continue on, where they don't have to keep repeating a process. Like maybe they might have to repeat something else, but at least it won't be a specific set of skills that we worked on, right?
Yeah.
Like let's continue to grow. I think the thing is for veterans and just for anybody really, healing is a continuous. It's like chow when you're in the field. It's continuous, right?
Right.
Growth is continuous. Learning is continuous. There's no end stop to it, and but we don't want to keep repeating the same pattern. So I think that's what we really want to focus on, and I think the place is just perfect for that. So anyway,
Yeah, it's a very gosh, how would I explain it? I know like the first couple of times that I stepped out onto the property, like especially living there now because I live on site and I have like my little camper in the back, and that was a huge thing. Like downsizing into this little tiny house that I have now was a different experience, but I let go of so much clutter and crap that I was taking around with
Yeah.
me. And I got up the first morning of staying there and I opened my door and there's two of the horses just sleeping outside my door, and I see the water and there's a fog over the whole pasture because it's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm just drinking my coffee and I was like, I couldn't hear any traffic. I couldn't hear any people talking. There's no neighbors' dogs barking. There's none of that. It is just so far out there in absolute like serenity and tranquility. And I think that that is the thing that people like about the place. And yeah, just it's a place where you can really listen to your brain and like listen to what you really want and have time to think without distractions, without violence being plastered all over TVs, without social media being in your face, stuff like that.
Yeah. So how long has Thunder Hooves been in the works, or been is it a nonprofit? It's a,
Yes,
it's a,
yes. It's a, like I said, it's a part of the Rainbow of Hope
right.
thing. So
Okay.
it's a program within 501c3.
Okay, gotcha.
The goal forward is to have actually all three specifically, because there's two 501c3s operating right now. And Thunder Hooves is a program under Rainbow of Hope, which originally focused mostly on special needs. I don't want to say adults, but I also don't want to say children. It's like they're just out of high school, like out of school age. So they're like that 17 to
Yeah.
right,
So,
like just out of high school.
yeah, because as soon as they age out of that system, there's not really a whole lot that we offer people in that age group
When you say age out, what does that mean?
out of high school.
Out of high
Oh, so
school.
you age out of high school.
Yeah, from what I'm learning, because this is a new, like the special needs portion was new to me to learn. Like, I want to back up though before we go to that part. I want to go back up because like I love what Deviana shared, because it's the same thing. It's like everybody that's there right now that is collaboratively working together to build this out and really bring more empowerment to it, right? They've all come there the same way, right? It's like someone says, hey, you should go check this out. And you do, and you go out there and you're like, wow, this is the right spot for me. Like, this is the spot. Like for me was I've been here, like I said, I moved a while, and early on before we all got shut down, I was making connection. And I made a connection with the people over at Houston City Beats. I don't know if you know them, Lisbeth Marquez and Mike Acosta.
I just met her.
Yeah.
I think
Wonderful
Elizabeth,
woman.
just the other day.
Absolutely, dude. I had met them. They were just starting the Houston City Beat. I met her. We just kicked it off. Again, it's alignment, right? It's finding the people that are truly about how do we amplify good people doing good things. So we connected. I felt there was a cool connection. So we maintained that. And one day she says, Joe, you got to meet Ann and go out and see them. So I did. And I'm telling you, I went out there and I saw this thing. And about 5 years ago, like before I moved here, me and some other friends were working on a project called, and I still have my Facebook page up, and it was a dog project, but it was a Canine West Kennels. And the idea was a transitional work program for veterans using a dog park with boarding and a whole facility. And veterans teaching class to civilian people with dogs. That was the idea, because the dogs increase social interaction. It's like she said, dogs and I think horses have kind of a similar thing with people. They've been around us the longest. They've been instrumental in our progression, right? Like either as guardians or transport or whatever. Like they've just been around us the longer. People have misunderstood behavior on both animals for such a long time.
Yeah.
But both animals are really kind of there's an innate connection. So that was the idea. So I have a sketch that I drew, I don't know, like 8 years ago, like a sketch. I had a sketch because I did a landscape design pro. So I have this sketch, this idea, this is going to have a village here and the owner location here, because the idea was that owners would still be able to live on the property, and we're going to have some farmland right here, and this is where they'd hang out. Man, I went out there and I looked and I'm like, this looks so familiar. So I literally, like, I met Ann and I loved the whole idea of what they're doing. It felt like my call has been community. Anything that creates community, anything that brings people together and lets us just kind of chill and kind of relax and exchange ideas innovatively that build us up, right?
Right.
So I got there and I felt like this is just such a relaxing, cool place for that. And I didn't think of it, but when I went home, I looked at my sketch and I'm like, wow, this is almost exactly what I just walked through. The only difference was that there's horse areas. The stuff isn't exactly in the same spot as I drew it, but it is literally the same thing. And I was like, I'm supposed to be a part of this. Like, I just think I'm supposed to be a part of this. And we lost touch for a little bit because we still go off and do our things. And I think the team was like, well, I don't know, Joe's like doing a lot of things. He seems to have a lot of stuff going on, which is true, but not true. It's like, I like to try to find things to empower and grow in the way that I can, however that is. Amplify it, talk about it, tell other people about it, try to connect someone that can help it. This is the first time I really felt like I want to kind of just focus. Right?
Yeah.
Like, because it just feels like it's the right spot. And it just works. I think it's, like I said earlier. So and what's funny is everybody has that same story. They go out there and they see it and they're like, wow, there's supposed to be something here. So that's why we want to invite people out more. We're going to be announcing some cool stuff coming to just get people to come out, see the place, just to see, kind of help us grow. And I think there's just a great opportunity. So the more we can get people there, I think is the better. Because that's how it is. Like, you get there and you just like, I'm going to come back.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back. So
That's amazing. So with the time that you've gone and you've felt the difference, you've seen the difference, like not just growth in yourself is what I meant. Yeah.
Oh no, for sure. Because I feel like I got in that point where I'd been collaborating in different processes and trying to do different things to empower stuff and collaborate. And I was like, well, I'm not sure. Is it still working? It's not. And then this place just goes like, no, it is working, because this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep doing this.
Yeah.
This is the next step. So it just motivated me to just keep on purpose, right? Like, stay on task, right? That the task is, I don't want to say righteous, but it's the right process for me. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it's funny because when I was talking with Ann, and Ann was like, hey, do you mind if Joe jumps on with us? I said, Joe? I said, of course. I said, tell Joe to come. And then I just thought the whole, like, the circle was funny. It was just like meant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's great to finally meet you and talk to you and everything, man, and hear what the amazing things that you have to say about Thunder Hooves. I always get that mispronunciation. Yeah. Anyways. So tell us more. Okay, so how often can people go and visit? Is there certain times? How does the program work? Teach me. I don't know nothing.
Well, the way the program goes is that it's an 8-week program.
Mm-hmm. It's an 8-week program.
So we get the group of veterans to come in, and they will come through for 8 weeks. It's broken down into a specific amount of hours throughout that week, and they'll work with the horses, which that's what the honest part. And then from there, they'll go on to the specific jog trainings. The only thing really holding it up is just registration.
Yeah.
So, and then, like, I think it's just literally, it would be every 8 weeks. If we could get, we have like those monthly funding thing that you go online and you can kind of support the program. But if we had the funding to run it, we would run it every 8 weeks. Like, there's no stopping the amount of offerings that we can do. It's just like everything else, right? It's getting
Money.
the right
Yeah.
money together. But that's I honestly I think that's one of the reasons why Ann and them liked me to be a part of that process, because I've been in that area a while, right? I've been talking and meeting like more in the business entrepreneur space, because like for me when I started, like if you look at a for-profit business that I wanted to work on and that I'd been working on, they'd always been altruistic, right? They generate revenue, but the revenue is to support a cause or a purpose. Early on, I used to think, wow, maybe I should just be a nonprofit. But what I want to do is I want to show that having veterans in a program that generates revenue but serves a purpose is not about charity. It's just good business, right? So like when I first started, like I used to think let's do a program that puts veterans to work in a job that's healing and thing, but it makes money, so that people go, we need to hire veterans because it's just good business. When they adapt to the culture, it's good business to have them. They adapt easily. If the commander's intent is clear, they can take what you tell them and just run with it, right? I mean, I know there's that funny guy. He says, all you have to do is just make sure you clarify to the veteran that you need it to be done in legal terms. Like, right? Like, but if there's no clarity, you just say get it done, they'll get it done, right?
Yeah.
So
You may not want to ask questions afterwards, but the job is done. Yeah.
So really, that's it. I mean, it's just there's no limit to how many times we can do it. It's getting the funding down.
Do y'all have a date as of right now? Once registration kicks off, that y'all will do the first 8 week?
We're in it right now.
You're in it.
Yeah.
What,
We just started our first week last week.
Oh wow. Okay.
of this newer program.
Yeah.
But we were running the old program for, I think we did it a little over a year with the old curriculum, and then this new curriculum that we're implementing, we just started.
So how do you feel about it?
I really like it. I think that it's it's structured in a way that is easier to keep everybody on task. And it's like 4 hours once a week. So we have a lot more time to sit and process what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I really like.
That's good.
I really, really like that. Because I have this thing that I talk about a lot with this, and it was from Val with another veterans group. She had come out and we brought in like 100 veterans for this big like dinner and an event thing. And me and Val were talking. I absolutely loved meeting her.
From Val 22?
No.
Okay, I thought that was the wife's name.
No,
I'm tripping.
but
Okay.
she would talk about the 5 Qs. So like your SQ, your IQ, your EQ, all of that, right?
Yeah.
And it's so important to take those into consideration when you're doing this kind of work, because I feel like, trauma and high stress damages those cues over time, big time, and it can make it harder for you to respond quickly to things, or to even just sit and be like, I'm okay with this, or I would like to do that. So having the 4 hours now instead of the 2 hours twice a week, I think it's so much better. And then, they're getting in the barn first thing in the morning, and we, go through and feed horses and do that stuff just to start off. And we kind of talk, and then we'll move on to either working with the horses or one of the classes that we have set up. So they're going to be doing, I think this one's going to be like lawn care and landscaping or something like that. I have to look at our schedule again. And then, the next week it might be a carpentry. And then the next week is, okay, we're going to learn more about the horses and have a break from that. And then, so on and so forth. So it's structured, but there is still that time with the horses every single morning on this property to get that grounding time and that processing time and that peaceful time, that relaxation time. Wow. So
that's amazing. I didn't know that it was currently in week 2. So y'all changed it up a little bit. What have you seen from the veterans so far?
So far, I think that they like that they have more time to spend out there at once. I mean, the guys that are really into this, like, they're like, "Can I just rent a stall from you and sleep in it?" Like, unfortunately, no.
Not yet.
Like they don't want to leave. They just love it out there so much, and I'm very much like an open door policy type of person about it too. I always tell my guys, I'm like, if you want to come back, like on a day that we're not doing class, I'll come pick you up from there. Like,
Yeah.
I'll come get you. Like, or just call me, come over.
How far is y'all's where is y'all's ranch?
In Rosharon.
In Rochelle. Okay, yeah. I definitely need to make it out there soon. I've been telling myself that. Especially now it's cooling down a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, we're getting into good fishing weather. So.
The lake is stocked for fishing. But
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a spotted gar in that pond that I've had my eye on for a while now.
So golly, I'm excited to see what y'all what y'all have going. I love the fact that y'all are. So wait, are you dealing with the kids as well?
Yes.
Okay,
yes, both.
so yeah. So how's your experience? I know y'all been doing that more for a longer period of time, correct? So how has that been?
It's good. I really enjoy working with all of my special needs kids and adults, and even if I just make like daily life a little bit easier for the moms,
Right.
because I grew up. Both of my older sibling and my younger sibling are on the spectrum of autism, and so I've seen both sides. I've been kind of my younger sister. She's 15 years younger than me, so I was kind of like second mom. I did a lot of the babysitting and taking care of her a lot when we were young. So I kind of see both sides of it, and in the parenting perspective, just trying to get out of the house on time can be a challenge. If you have a kid that's kind of like stemming or just having a bad day, sometimes we just hate Tuesdays in that household, and we don't know why. So it's stuff like that. And if I can make communication easier or just like walking up the stairs by themselves easier or getting dressed, tying shoes, simple things like that, life skill type of things, hand-eye coordination. If I can make any of that a little bit better so that everybody has a easier time at home and just in daily living, that's my goal. That's always my goal. In the times that I've had my students, so two of my students that I've taught for the longest, they're both pretty nonverbal for the most part. Jonathan, I like to say that he's selectively verbal because as soon as he gets on that horse, it's like I can't stop him from talking. And then, but it started off with them being less verbal than what was ideal. And then now, every single morning, Jonathan walks into that door and he's like, "Good morning, Daviana." And, Abel has started to try and say my horse's name or like my name and stuff like that. There's a lot more yes, no communication and pointing at things and like, I would like that, or I would like this, please.
Yeah.
Just simple stuff like that.
That's amazing. Where did the name come from?
Which one?
The Thunder Hooves.
So that was Anne's husband. Yes, Mr. Jack. He really wanted to have a program like this a long time ago. He's been talking about it forever. And so whenever me and Anne were brainstorming names, we had this whole sheet of paper and we were like all over the whiteboard. We were like, what the heck do we call this? And finally she's just like, Thunder Hooves. Like that's what Jack has always wanted it to be. And so I was like, yeah, there you go. And I absolutely adore Mr. Jack Henderson.
Is Jack a vet?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. He just got a love for the veteran
I have
community.
to agree with her on that thing about Jack, especially when he gets his cowboy hat back on.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
Yeah, I adore him with every fiber of my being. He's just one of the sweetest and kindest people I've ever met in my life. And whenever Ann told me like Jack wants to call it that, I was like, I'm not arguing. Call it that. Whatever
Whatever
will
he
make
says.
Jack happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's can you let's say we get there in the morning. You know, what's a normal day like?
For the class or just like
The
for,
class.
for me?
Yeah, yeah.
So normally, we just start with hello, how are you? Let's go and fill up some hay bags. Let's go and check on the horses. Let's fill water. Or, let's see if they're done eating, see if they need anything. And then we'll just kind of roll right into whatever the goal for the day is. And then, we have a break about halfway through. So we'll eat lunch and sit down. And again, that process time. And then finish out either by talking or maybe if there's a couple of other little things that they want to work on before the class is fully finished and over, then we'll hit those points. But yeah, that's a full day right there.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know that it was more than just the horses. I didn't know that y'all were learning the other things when, for job placement and things like that. That was something that wasn't, I didn't know.
Yeah, that is a very new curriculum that's being implemented.
It was a new addition to the curriculum for the job skills training, to add some more stuff to it. Like it's more of like a metric thing to make sure that they're getting some type of skilled training to go along with all of the extra stuff that they get from being on the property and working with the horses and stuff like that. So yeah, I love it. I love the idea of adding something because I think whatever you learn, you got to add something new, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of like additional learning, I think, is always helpful. And I don't know. I haven't gone through the program myself. I've gone through a lot of the writing stuff. I've did some of the horse stuff, but as far as like the skills portion, because it's so new, I would love to tell you what it details, but I haven't done it yet. That's my next step, though. We're going to be doing those ourselves.
Yeah. So far, like coming from your side, how do you feel the difference? It's gonna work, huh?
Yeah, I see a huge difference in all of my veterans from start to finish whenever we do these programs. In the old curriculum that we did before, one of my favorite stories that I love to talk about is Philip. And he was a veteran in our program. He did the whole 8 weeks. He came back and was like volunteering and working with us. So, because I would tell them, if you want to come back and you want to work like part-time, you can earn, a little pocket cash because you've been through my program now. You have the horse skills. Like I need a little right-hand man. I need my little assistant to come in and help me in the morning sometimes. So we did that with him as well. And he just kept coming back and kept coming back. And he kind of got down in the dumps for a minute. And we were going up to the refuge to do something. And I spotted him in the hallway and I was like, hey, you here now. I was like, you're going to get up, you're going to get out of bed. We're going to do this paperwork. We're going to do all this stuff. Like he had this program and I was like, we're getting you this house. We're getting you in this housing. Like you're ready to do it. And, so I just kept texting him every day or calling him all the time and motivating him to go and like, don't be stagnant today.
Yeah.
It's like, even if you just get up and brush your teeth and like put on a clean shirt, cool. I'm proud of you. And then he finally kind of got the ball rolling and he called me. I went and picked him up. I drove him all the way to Freeport to go and look at a house. He really liked it, ended up getting that house, getting his family back. And then they spent their first Christmas together and I got photos and I was just like, that's gotta
be an amazing feeling. You said that and I got chills on my arms.
Yeah.
Just hearing the difference and seeing the difference. I bet from your side it's just a whole nother that's
sometimes
amazing.
just the realizations that guys have in the program. Like I kind of got really like direct with one of my guys and I was like, the way that you allow this horse to walk all over you and be disrespectful in just groundwork and training is the same way that you allow people to do it to you.
Oh shit.
And he was just like, nuh-uh. And then came back to me next week and was like, you're right.
Well, Yeah. I tell you one thing with veterans is sometimes you just gotta just be real. Just
Yeah.
say, hey, dumbass, look at this. No.
No, we do. We have some really, really real conversations like
Yeah.
that a lot. And I'm not afraid to be direct and
Yeah.
vocal about it. I think that's something that we both relate on. Veterans in the military are kind of always just, very direct. You have to be. You have to be. You have to get to the point, straight to the point. And I'm very much like that. So
That's
I think
awesome.
it works.
That's good. That's good. How's the community support? Did y'all get a lot of community support out there?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Like look, 100% of the operations is run off of donation, and that's always been impressive to me because they've been doing Rainbow of Hope has been around for almost 10 years, maybe longer.
Wow.
And the special needs portion, like the Thunder Hooves, is a new addition to that for the veteran portion, but I just still think it's amazing that they've gone that long without figuring out how to create some sort of continuing like self-sufficient revenue stream, like some type of like self-sufficiency. They just really 100% off of donation. So I think that's super impressive for the community support.
Yeah.
I think this time to, especially since you're adding more programs, there's things that we're looking at doing in the ranch just to kind of become more self-sustaining. But we were always open for people that want to come out and see what we do and then offer support. Like I said, they have if you go on our website, there's the monthly donation things and they come in tiers. We have a new thing that's going to be coming out soon. It's going to be called Become the 300 of Rainbow, which is kind of cool. It's a twist a little bit on the 300 and support. So there'll be flyers for that coming out. You should be able to see some of that. That's another way to support. And really, though, like one of the other ways is the community's been really good is occasionally we'll get someone that will just support one whole program. So they'll come out and they say, okay, well, what would this program, we want to put this together for veterans. And they'll just sponsor the whole program. Yeah. And we'll run a program for them, a group of veterans. But there's a lot of other stuff that we're looking at doing, which is the reason why getting people to come out there. Like, for instance, before they did a dinner. So we're looking at doing use the space for an evening dinner, the outdoor arena, right? The support goes to the horses. We have the horses there, your dinner mates. But it's stuff like that. I think there's this really good way to support. But community support's been really great. I mean, you guys have been great here in spaces. These people here have been great for these guys too. So, and I don't know, man. I just think like it's time. Like the veteran community is really pulling together. I'm telling you again, there's this opportunity with the Fleet Week coming for veterans to really highlight the city. Like I think it's just. I don't want to bag on other Texas cities, but I just feel like Dallas gets too much love for veterans.
That's South Oklahoma.
Right?
I don't consider it Texas.
I know.
Oh, no.
I mean, look, I'll give San Antonio a pass if they did it, right? But Dallas?
Yeah.
Come on.
We're not even going to talk about Austin.
No.
Dude, Houston has so many veterans. Like, people don't realize that. And
yeah.
It's also like a huge hub for business that they don't realize either. I think it's like a hidden gem.
It's Texas is second behind California, right? In
I believe so.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard
businesses.
that somewhere. Or I might have just made that up. I don't know, but it sounds good.
No,
let's go with
pretty
it.
Sure, yeah, we'll go with it. As a matter of fact, I think what they call like there's like this greater Houston area. I don't know what they named it now, but it's like it consists of like this huge area around Houston with Sugarland, Pearland.
Yeah.
That area itself is bigger than a few states, and it actually generates more revenue than a few states. It's like a really great hub.
I believe it.
It's insane. So.
I believe it. The growth in Sugarland has been crazy, as well as the growth here in Pearland. Mm-hmm. And then it just keeps it's expanding. I know y'all see it out there, and y'all's
population is
Yeah.
skyrocketing right
Yeah,
now.
more businesses, more. I just, it's insane. So, do y'all partner with a lot of veteran organizations or veteran nonprofits, or is there?
That's the goal. Like the goal is when I started to be a part of this team, I think and even before that, because it's very collaborative. Like the goal is collaboration. The goal is how do we empower each other? Like, I mean, you heard Gabe talks about that too, right? Like the service leadership.
Yeah,
right. Like,
man, I could talk to that dude all day, bro.
I'm telling you, man. I talked to him. I talked to him this morning.
Yeah.
So, but yes, the service leadership I think is a big thing. But it's a collaborative thing. So like, let's say a nonprofit. There's nonprofits, veteran nonprofits, or any type of nonprofit that feels like they could empower their program with an additional equine portion. Let's collab. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. Like I'm one of those. I like to put on the is it figure outable? Let's figure it out.
Yeah,
figure outable. That's my new. That's a new word. Figure outable.
Is that a word?
Figure outable, man. Figure outable. Everything.
I like it.
We're gonna make it one now.
Put that in Joe's dictionary. Yeah, there you go, man.
That's what I really like about Joe is that the there's more than one hamster running the wheel in there.
You guys have no clue.
Yeah, he's just always thinking and always has such a creative and innovative mind. And it's like he has the ability to have this vision and then like make it happen.
Yeah.
So I've been really, really happy since Joe has gotten on the board with us and been working with us.
That's good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to go back to something that you had said earlier, and I honestly believe it. I think people that have had experiences in life are always creative in some way. Music, art, there's some type of creativeness to them. And I get that from you. And when you were telling your story, now I know why, right? Creative, but they also find peace in that creative, right? Like even though your music might be metal, she finds peace in it. And I find that that's kind of interesting for people that have had experiences. And I say experiences because when I say experience, we all know what I mean by experiences.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and I say that because I think there's no comparison in experiences. There isn't, like, because your environment dictates how traumatizing your experiences are, right? Like you could not have, you could have a lot, you could live a good lifestyle, but there are still experiences that will be traumatizing to you and you will have a trauma. So I think that's why I like the idea of not comparing traumas, right?
I ask people all the time, one of my
people
favorite
do that all the
questions.
time.
Yeah, I always ask, like, were you surviving or were you thriving?
Yeah.
And surviving isn't even just like in the basics, like, oh yeah, I had clothing, I had food. It's like, no, were you surviving? Like up in here, it was your mental at a good place? Were you cool? Or was it not? Was it not cool? And that's exactly what you're talking about.
That's amazing. Joe, hearing you, man, and what was the word again?
Figure outable.
Figure outable. Your mentality.
Figure outable.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome, man. What else you got going on? I think you got a lot going on. I always feel like you got a lot going on.
Well, right now, we're rebuilding a veteran online magazine with the group, which is going to be fun. I really like this group of people. Again, which is funny. It's like people that I've known. Like it's like, oh, I know that dude from before, or we connected before. But now it's like it pulls together. So that I still have the soap brand, and we're going to actually start pushing that forward. Mm-hmm. Recently, I decided I got into the bit. Like I have a tendency to get in the business sometimes and not just be a part of it.
Right.
And for that, I think for a long time I was too much into the soap when I really should have just did what I normally do, which is amplify and grow and find creative, collaborative ways to grow stuff, right? and then just put the right team in place to run it. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm putting the right teams in place so that actually runs smoothly, because one of the things I recognized about myself early is that I do sometimes overpromise because I want stuff to happen. I want it to be successful, and then it's like, oh man, I didn't have enough people for that. So that's the goal now, is like to make sure I put the things in place, get that going, because I think it's a great way to create revenue for whatever projects. Like, and I really want this one to go, so I'd like to start funneling funds to stuff that I can fund to. Does that make sense?
No,
what else I got going on? A collaborative effort that I've done with a good friend of mine, Ryan Hunt, and Henry Bond, which again, guys that I've been working with, they're also, Henry was a part of Bunker Labs. I did a Bunker Lab cohort before. When I first came to Houston, that actually helped me out too. So I want to shout out to them, but which is now they're part of the Institute of Military Veteran Families and Bunker Labs. It's a collaborative thing. So those guys are running a Veteran Social Summit, which starts this weekend. So if you haven't on there, it's actually free to register. You can go on and check it out. It's just a bunch of speakers. People are going to talk about wellness, entrepreneur stuff, empowerment. I mean, it really is just kind of like a online version of how do we build each other up.
Yeah.
Really a great thing. Really a great thing. What else I got going on? The stuff with the Rainbow of Hope, Warrior Spirit, that. Also, I'm really looking at tying in with Levi and Brianna Bauer over at the Houston Regional Veteran Chamber of Commerce. Great people there too. People. I really think I like their synergy. Really good. So there's a lot of synergy going on.
Yeah,
I have not connected.
Small world. They were here the other day.
When were they?
Yes.
See, I actually, because I'm working on getting my thing to start a podcast again, and I really like your studio.
Hey, you're welcome here
So
anytime.
come, maybe we do something.
Come on, man. Let's do it.
I invited them to do one, so I'm working on kind of how I want to do that production. The idea on that one, and I'm going to stick to this now, is called The Melting Point, but it's definitely going to be tied into the soap. I've been talking about this one for a while, so that's the process. And then also with my new partners for the magazine, we're talking about probably another podcast to do with them. And then I think there's some stuff that you and I still haven't really talked about. 'Cause I know there's something we can grow and build
Man,
together.
definitely. I'm interested. You need to. Okay, so how did the soap thing come about? Tell me that.
Oh, really? Maxwell Soaps?
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out here to my corpsman friend, Mr. Max Moore. We served together with LAR, and he always used to say, "Don't be nasty." And for him, "Don't be nasty" was not. It was hygiene, true, but it evolved into like, "Oh man, you better participate. Don't be nasty." Well, when he got out of the military, he was having a kind of a struggle.
Yeah.
And then one of his therapists said, "Hey, do you know how to do anything?" And he said, "Well, I know how to make soap." So he started making soap. And the way he says, he started making soap. So he started putting money into making soap. And then he had all this soap with nothing to do with it. So he says, at the time, I think when he was doing this, there was something going on in LA around Skid Row. So he would just go around and start handing out soap, not telling anybody why, but just soap for the homeless. But then what he realized was like some of these guys were getting soap and they're like, "Oh man, this is cool, but now I just got to find a place to take a shower." So he's like, "Well, how do we figure that out?" So he found a nonprofit called Lava May that was in San Francisco, and they create mobile showers. So they have these buses that they convert. And he goes, "Well, let's try to empower that." So he ran a thing. It was super successful. He raised 5,000 bars of soap. And then he says, like, "Let's just I want to turn this into a business." So he just kind of like modeled Tom's shoes. Like you buy a bar, you give a bar.
Yeah.
And that's what we started doing for a while. And then, like I said, he just got he wanted to grow it in a way, and I wanted to grow it, but we were working on two different processes. I was working on what I told you guys earlier, the transitional work program, and he was working on his soap. And then we got a mentor, and a Vietnam veteran mentor, really cool guy. And one time, nonchalantly, he goes, "Man, you guys should just partner. You guys already are good buddies and everything." And that's what we did. Like the story is, we were partnering, we're all working together, and then our mentor passed away. And then we just kind of like stop. And then later on, he's like, hey, you want to do this together? And I'm like, sure. And then he's like, you want to do it? Because he wanted to do something else. And we've just been partners that way. So I kind of run it. He's still like a partner. So I still hope he's still very much involved in what we do moving forward. But it's definitely operationally all what I put together.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Like,
no.
I got to tell you, like, he embraced the idea of being a founder, getting something going, and then live your life. So I like that. That's my next focus, right?
You're supposed to build it to the point to where you don't have to worry about it.
Nah, he was good. He tried. What it is was like, it's like he trusts me. So
Yeah.
right, like,
nah,
so,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm in love with that catchphrase, though. Don't be nasty.
Oh,
Don't be
it
nasty.
is.
It applies to so many
Because
things.
It does so many. You know, the
does.
first thing I thought about, man, is I remember being in Iraq with them young privates. Like, yo,
yeah.
don't be
Don't
nasty.
be nasty.
Wash y'all's asses. You know what I mean?
it is.
Yeah,
and it evolved, right? Like, so for me, that whole term "don't be nasty" has evolved into like fucking participate,
yeah,
right? Don't be nasty and sit on the sideline.
yeah.
You know?
You got
we can
something
all
to-
complain,
Right.
Dude, just get up and participate,
Man.
right? So
Yeah, I like it,
I
man.
like it. Yeah.
Thank
you.
you. That's definitely got to go on a shirt too, bro.
Oh, it is on a shirt. Oh,
Okay.
You know what? By the way,
Tell me.
I want to share this with you guys because I never do. I have great people that have been helping with Maxwell Soaps. One of them is this wonderful couple and their family. They have their own veteran small business called Really Designs. Unfortunately, they are in Oklahoma. I've been trying to get them to move down here too.
Yeah.
We got to get people out of Oklahoma. Why would they even live there?
With like legit Oklahoma or Dallas?
No, they live legit Oklahoma.
Oh,
So,
Is this our
yeah.
plan to
But
abolish
anyway,
Oklahoma now?
Really Designs. Look them up. I have a partner page on their site, and I do still sell swag, so you can still get swag because for me, any money that I make from swag, I feel like it empowers their business, their small family business. I don't want to say small because they do good work. They have a good operation, but it's still a family business. It's them and, their family business. So the proceeds I usually get for that goes to stuff. So like I have a red one. It's a red Maxwell shirt, baseball jersey. That one actually supports whatever nonprofit I feel at the time. So like, you guys could totally help. You go on there, buy some of our Red Friday shirts, and we will put 100% of the net profits because I can't take off of the cost because the cost isn't mine.
right.
Right?
Yeah.
100% of the net profits will go to any program that we're running at Rainbow of Hope and Thunder Hooves. So
What's the website?
it's Really Designs, reallydesigns.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what else you got going on?
I'm pretty much just kind of focusing on these two programs that we're doing.
It's a lot.
It is. And I mean, especially since like I have my own private kind of business that I do out there. So like I teach anyone riding lessons and I take on horses for training. So I will take on horses for 30, 60, 90 days at a time or however long they need. But yeah, it's a full-time job for sure.
So with that, with your side hustle, how do people find you? How do they support that?
I am all over the place.
Okay.
So
just share a couple of links with me later on, and I'll throw them in the episode.
but I mean, like I met a lot of people through music.
Okay.
And whenever I got started in that, like people would be like, "Oh, you're a really good bass player," and I'm like, "Yeah, I ride horses," and they're just like, "Huh?" and so through the music industry and stuff like that, I ended up meeting a lot of people, which I've done music for I think like the last 10 years.
You said you're part of a band. Mm-hmm. You want to give it a plug?
My band is called Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Look what I wrote for her to share, right? She said, "Do you have anything else to share?" She's like, "I only have these two projects." I'm like, "No, talk about your music."
My band is called Vendetta, and it's VNDTA, because we're edgy. We don't like vowels around there. Only the one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we play pretty heavy music for like fans of like Viljarda, Mirar, Humanity's Last Breath, bands like that. Kind of a little obscure, but I think that's what I like about it the most. So we recently just did one of our newer kind of sounds in an EP where we're kind of maturing our look and our sound right now. So we did that EP and we're working on the second one. And it's a process because like this time around, I was like, I don't want to put it out and I don't want to do it unless it's right.
Right.
You know, I was like, this is going to be a whole thing. Like I want production value. Like I want the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
So my off time from the ranch and from the horses, I am doing that.
Yeah, the production is not cheap either. Yeah.
No. And I'm talking like we're going to have like makeup and potentially like specific outfits going into it. We're doing our own merch and all that stuff. Like I want artwork that we can sell. Yeah, it's going to be all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome. Keep doing it.
That's that creative outlet.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it is. It's what that if you're not feeding that creative outlet, I think is where we find we get stagnant.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Like you got to feed that creative
100%. I think that's how I found the love for podcasting so much, man, was being able to just share different ideas and hearing people come in with the ideas and you make that into a reality. It's kind of like it hits you some type of way. You know what I mean?
It's a new way of manifesting, man. It's speaking it into existence is what it is. And see, like now we've all put this on a podcast and now it's going to go out to the world. And in like 5 years, people are going to be like, hey, did you do that? Because you spoke it into existence. Now you have to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the power of being the professional bullshitter.
Yeah.
So with William, let me tell you, with William, when he started his podcast, I'd say he kept talking about it. I was like, hey, man, do something or shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
He did it.
Yeah, and he did.
And now look at it, man. Like, I love his vibe too.
Yeah,
I just wish he would. I need to be more clear on his calendar where he puts his little trailer because I got to go visit with him.
Yeah, man. He's everywhere all the time. If anywhere that he can be, he will be. He's a good dude, though. Yeah, good dude, good people. He convinced you to do anything, rob a bank. Be successful in life.
Yeah.
I mean, those are two big different things. But you know
still,
what I mean?
It'd still get you success if you get away with it.
Yeah, if you get away. Yeah,
with both of them. You can get away with both.
Does he need a horse to rob the bank? Can we collab that?
Hey, let's see, man.
Hey, I do dog training. And
yeah.
you know, there was a movie a while ago called The Doberman Gang. I don't know if you guys ever saw that.
I don't know if you're being serious.
No,
Bro,
but
are
you being serious?
I'm being serious.
Okay.
They trained, there was a Doberman gang and they trained a group of dogs to rob a bank. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look
You have to look that up. It's a
Yeah.
movie. You gotta check it out. It's called The Doberman Gang. It was like a 70s movie, you know, back when they used to do those weird movies.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
animals.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that. I love Dobermans.
Is it on Netflix? No. No, you guys, it's been amazing to just have y'all here and talk with you a little bit. And you know, I definitely don't want y'all to be strangers. I mean, is there something else? What else y'all got? Y'all got something else going on? Let's keep talking.
When today? No. But talking about strangers, we got to figure out is how to bring you out and do a show from the place, and we can maybe get the whole board together.
Yeah,
the whole
out
group,
there.
and get you out, and then we can even put horses in the background.
Yeah. You know, I don't want to sound crazy, but I'm scared of horses.
It's okay. It's natural.
Yeah.
Do you know how common that is, though?
It is a huge animal.
Yeah.
It is a huge animal.
Yeah. I feel like if I can't take it in anything, I don't want to be around it. Like if I can't beat you up in a fight, or when it comes to an animal, you know what I mean? Like I just
And see,
I'd rather, yeah.
I feel like that's where a lot of the therapy starts.
Right there, yeah. That's what you need.
You
Now
one
you have
face
to
the
come
fear,
out.
and then you have to release the idea that you were in control of everything.
Okay, yeah.
Because now you're on a dirt bike essentially that eats your entire wallet and shits it out all over your floor, and then has a mind of its own. And sometimes you can ask it to go left, and it'll be like maybe later. So it's that release of that control and facing your fears and being quick to think.
Yeah.
That's why it's good for you.
I've never been an animal person. We just recently got a dog. And it's taken adjusting for me. I've never been like I've always thought like, okay, so pets are outside. You
Yeah,
know,
that's how I grew up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
honestly, I literally I grew up. The dogs they were outside.
Yeah.
Cats, you never owned them.
yeah. They just were
They
whatever.
they were out there. You
Well,
didn't
they
own
domesticated
them.
themselves, didn't they?
we had neighborhood cats.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But well, we got a dog recently, and it's taking a lot of adjusting to. But it's cool to have him like be protective of the family, barking at strangers, sometimes just randomness and you know, I was walking in the hallway the other day, and I'm gonna tell you a funny story because I was walking down the hallway and the dog like looked over my shoulder and barked, and there was nobody there. And I was like, "What?" It's like I'm out of here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then there's that when they get there, it's like gonna follow you everywhere. It's like
Yeah.
that dogs. I feel like dogs teach us that unconditional love. That because like you're gonna have bad days, and the dog's still gonna want to love you. You're
Yeah.
gonna be grumpy, and he's still gonna want to love you. You're gonna like, get away from me. He's gonna be like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's just unconditional. And then I think you the next level is you get a cat, and then the cat is like,
Leave me alone.
no, well, I mean, a cat teaches you that you have to have boundaries and that you have to respect the other space.
Yeah.
But they love you,
Right.
and that love does require a little bit of work, right? Like I feel like the dogs prepare you for the young babies, and then the cat prepares you for teenagers.
I like that. I like that. Yeah.
Then the horse prepares you for the rest of the shit show.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause you just let it go.
Life.
The horse is just like, let go, man. You have no control here.
Yeah, I grew up in a dog home, so like you know, my grandmother, she bred German Shepherds, she bred Alaskan Malamutes. So from day one, like I always had big, ginormous dogs around
Yeah.
me.
Indoor dogs.
Yeah. So we had like 2 Rottweilers at one point. She had bulldogs, you know, and my mom, she got a Chihuahua whenever we were kids, and that little tiny Chihuahua was like running the entire household. It's like,
Like I didn't dog. I've been worn many hats, Ro, and one of them was a dog trainer, and I did it for about 2.5 years, and I came across so many different breeds of dogs, and by far, Chihuahuas are the most dangerous. They are ready to fight anyone at any time, especially if you come into their house.
Yeah.
They're the best guard dogs, by the way.
Chihuahua.
That's just my
The
opinion.
best.
Chihuahua,
Yeah.
man.
and
It's
they
like
actually,
they're
they
like
are so
Spartans.
smart. They are so smart, and they are so trainable. They really are.
So your name, where are you? You're from? Where are you from? Where's your family from? Because I haven't heard that name before.
My family on my mom's side is Italian.
Okay, so yeah, all right. So Daviana. Am I saying it right?
Yes, Daviana. So
Daviana.
technically, my father, his name is David Brian Tucker. And I don't know if like he was really set on having a boy and I was supposed to be a junior or whatever, but that's where Daviana Brienne Tucker came from.
Okay.
But then like you have my uncle and he was Giovanni Matteo Capello. So
Oh, damn. That's pretty.
Does it get
that's-
more Italian?
That's
than
pretty
that?
Italian.
That's
yeah.
pretty
that's
Italian.
true. Dad, a lot of felt like, yeah. So like it's pretty Italian.
Yeah.
Pretty Italian right there.
That's awesome, you guys. I appreciate you guys coming
No,
in and
thanks for
chatting with
having
me.
us, man.
Man, you guys don't be strangers though.
No,
all right.
not at all.
Y'all got to
Not at all.
definitely
Not
come
at all,
back and
yeah.
talk some more, and let's work together.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And anything you need, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Thank you
Guys,
so much.
as always, we appreciate you tuning in. Thank you. And it's been great